Hello guys, I'm going to be teaching you guys all you need to know about Binance application. Binance application is one of the biggest exchange that we crypto traders we are using to trade. What I mean by we are using it to trade, we are using it to set our buying and selling option where we set our buy price and set our sell price to make profit. Do you understand? So now this is the home page. You can see this is the home page of Binance application. Whenever you are using your phone, this is the home page. So you can see the home page here. Now when you are this is the ranking list of the particular currency which is gaining much more profit at the particular moment or at particular day. You can see this is gainers 50%, 50%. So these are the type of name of the names of cryptocurrency in Binance. So this one is gainers, this one is losers. Do you understand? So this one a particular coin who that is losing particularly at that moment. Do you understand? So this one are top movers, but I'm not going to talk much about this one. Now you can see that this yellow color now is at home, which is I'm currently at home page. So this one is the market. Are you getting my point? This one are markets. All the cryptocurrency market, all the cryptocurrency market. Now as a trader, your trade should be on spot trading. Do you understand? Your trade should be on spot trading. Do you understand? All these things are altcoins. What I mean by altcoins means all the alternative coin. Altcoin means alternative coins, coins that are below Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is mother of all coins, because we are using Bitcoin to buy those coins. Do you understand? When they are lower, and we sell when they increase to make more satoshis. So these are the markets now. Are you getting my point? So these are my favorites. Are you understand? As a beginner, you should start with sports. Forget about features. You are going to understand much more about features. So now these are trade when you want to set your buy price or your sell price. Are you getting my point? So this feature now, this is about features, but which is you are not going to be using. So now this one is your portfolio. Portfolio means this portfolio now is both where your assets portfolio, where all the investment you have been made is being placed. Do you understand? So all the coin that you have been investing will be showing here. For example, all the coins that you have been investing will be showing here on your wallet. So whenever you have portfolio, is your wallet, that's your wallet. Any coin that you invested on, once the coin have already been invested or already been bought, it will come here, it will be showing here. Do you understand? So this is home, market, trade, feature and wallet. So right now I want to show you guys something. Let's say now, let's say your phone, your Binance application is on white background. What do you have to do is, if you look at the top left corner of your screen, you will see a symbol of profile. That symbol of profile, click on it. Once you click on it, you will see a symbol of would I say moon or whatever. Sometimes you might see something, a symbol of bulb. If you see symbol of bulb on your own, that's where you can change your theme. Do you understand? To put it in dark mode. Do you understand? So if I click here, it will change. Are you getting it? You can see, okay, I have already turned to bulb. If you want it to be light, if you want it to be in white background, depending on your own choice, you put it as white. If you want it to be dark, you click here. So that's where you are going to be changing your background color. So here now you can pay attention here for anything that you want to change. Like if you want to upgrade your security by putting Google Authenticator. Seriously, you need Google Authenticator on your Binance application to make the security more strong. But I'm not going to talk about it here. So you can play with other functionalities here to see what they work for. So now I'm going to be showing you guys how to buy in this Binance application. Now let's say as a beginner, remember, as a beginner you are going to be at least the minimum, the maximum coin that you are going to be investing is 4 coin. 4 coin, the maximum coin that you are going to be investing is 4 coin. But let's just start with 2. Let's say now as a beginner you invested $100. Sorry, you credited your Binance application with $100. You credited with your Binance application with $100, which is you are going to be buying 2 coin with $50. Are you getting my point? So now let's say now you have already credited your account with $100 now, and you want to buy your first coin. Now let's say now you are using our signal. Which is ERD. You can see that Binance is showing that this is Binance ERD buy around 164 Satoshi. It means 0.00123450. You are going to be make sure that all the zeros are complete, and you should know that all the smallest unit of Bitcoin are called Satoshis. So now this thing is telling us to buy at 164 Satoshi. Do you understand? Let's say as a beginner you are trying to invest using this our signal now. So now all you have to do is you are on Binance application. You can use your market. Do you understand? Use search button also, or you can also be on home. You can see at the top center of your screen, you can see the search icon whereby they said search for coins. So you should remember that in cryptocurrency we have a lot of coins with different names. Are you getting my point now? So we are now, remember that you are trying to invest on ERD as a signal. You can see that the signal is telling us to buy ERD at 164, target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4, target 5, stop loss. But I'm going to show you how you can be able to set your buy price, your sell price, and your stop loss in Binance application. I call this thing 3-in-1. I'm going to be explaining much more of all the things you need to know in Binance. So now let's try to invest one of our $50 in ERD. So now I will now search ERD. If I search ERD, it will show you all the available pairs you can trade with ERD. You can now see ERD stroke USDT, ERD BUSD, ERD BNB, ERD BTC. So now this is where you are going to, now as you are as a trader now, as a beginner, all you have to click is ERD BTC, because you are using ERD BTC. So now you will now click on ERD BTC. Are you getting my point now? So remember, we are trying to buy at 164. So all you have to do is click buy. Are you getting my point now? So once you click buy, what is happening? I don't know what is happening on my phone. Hold on, guys. So ERD BTC. So I will click buy. Okay, no problem. But let me now explain everything that you need to know here. So now, whenever you are when you click your first buy, remember, when you click your first buy, if you click your first buy here, you will see something like limit order. You will see something like limit order. So let me explain all the whole column on that limit order. Limit order means you are trying to buy at specific amount of money. Do you understand? As you are trying to buy at 164, then if you set 164, that means it means limit order. You are trying to buy at that exact amount, exact price in the market. Do you understand? Now you can see these places. You can see this place at the left corner of the screen, the red side, the green side. So the green side, these places are called order books. Order books means where buyers and sellers are setting their prices of any specific amount they are willing to sell or willing to buy. Do you understand? You can see all of them are not stable. They are moving. So buyers and sellers are in the market. So now limit order is where when you are trying to buy at a specific price. Do you understand? So market order means you are trying to buy at the current, at any available price in the market. Are you getting my point? Market order means you are trying to buy at market order means you are trying to buy at any available price in the market, which is not good. So as a beginner, I suggest you using limit order. So this stop limit and OCO, I'm going to explain it on the sell option. So currently, when you are trying to buy, the thing that you need to use is limit order. Are you getting my point? Which is limit order. Now remember that the signal is telling us to buy at 164. So I will now copy and clean this two set. I will now come here and click 164. I will now type 164. Do you understand? If I put in 164, remember we are trying to buy at 164. So this is where you are going to pay much attention. Remember that you credited the account with $100. So as you credited the account with $100, here if you click $25, the system is going to use $25 to buy for you. But since you are using $50, we now, if you click 50%, the system will now use, if you click 50%, the system will now use $50 to buy for you. So once you put in the amount and click 50%, if you click buy, the system will now put the buy order in open orders. Are you getting my point? Once it's been in open orders, it will be like this. Remember, open orders are placed where all the pending orders are being placed. So anyone that got triggered, either sell, or anyone that got triggered, either sell or bought, it will disappear from here. So open orders are pending orders that you are trying to buy or you are trying to sell. You can see this BTC USDT. You can see that I'm trying to buy. This red one, you can see that I'm trying to sell. What just happened? You can see. So now we are still at where we are. So if I click 50%, that means I'm using $50 to buy, which is going to remain $50. Now there is a question I normally used to ask some of my students. Now let's say now we want to purchase the second coin, which is, you are going to use the remaining $50. You are going to use the remaining $50. So how many percentage do you have to click? How many percentage do you have to click to be able to use the remaining $50? Some will say is 50%. Once, as this system normally used to work, is any amount in your Bitcoin wallet is totally 100%. So we have already clicked 50% to be able to use the remaining, to be able to use $50, which remains $50 in our balance. Do you understand? So that $50 that is in our balance have already automatically turned to 100%. So whenever, if you are trying to buy your second coin, you are trying to invest in your second coin, if you click 50%, the system will use $25 to buy it for you. So I have seen some of my students who normally used to click 50%, they end up buying like using $1. So you are doing it wrong. If you want to use the remaining $50, all you have to do is click 100% to buy the remaining coin. You can only click 50% again, maybe as you have already set your sell price on the first one. Do you understand? On the first one, as you have already set your sell price on the first one, and you have already been sell or sold, as you have already been sold, and once it's sold, the system is going to give you back your profit and your capital, which is going to increase to $100 and something. Do you understand? So now, but if you have already set your sell price at the first one, which is still pending, and you still want to invest in other coin to use up the remaining $50, all you have to click is 100% here. All you have to click is 100%. Now let me use another scenario again. Let's say now you have $200 in your account. You have $200 in your account, and as a beginner you want to be using $50, which can allow you to invest in 4 different types of coin. And you should remember that you are going to be using position sizing. There is something called position sizing. Let me just give you a simple explanation about position sizing. Position sizing is what traders use to enter each trade at each position to minimize their risk, to minimize their loss. Do you understand? If you are entering any trade with different types of amounts, you will start creating a pothole in your trading account that you might not know that you are doing that. Do you understand? Because I have seen a lot of traders who trade with $50, $100, $200, $300, $400 on different types of coin. Are you getting my point now? So imagine when you are trading with different types of money. So imagine if you, let's say now, are those coins that you invested that you are taking 10% profit each. You might okay, now let me use example. Now imagine you have $1,000, and that $1,000 is going to that $1,000 you can invest $200 for each trade for 5 trades, which is called position sizing, because you are using the same exact amount of money to invest on. Are you getting my point? So now if if instead of you using that method, that strategy, you are now investing with $500, $200, $100, $50, that means you are investing those positions, you are entering those positions with different types of amount. So imagine you losing 10% of 500 you invest, it will swallow all those small gain you gain from other amount. So you should start using position sizing. Are you getting my point? Now okay, now let me come back. As a beginner, you invested, because I normally used to tell some of my students to at least the maximum amount they can invest as a beginner is $100 or $200. Are you getting my point? Now, so if you, let's say now you invested $200 now can allow you to use 4 signals in our trade. You can now buy 4 signals. Now let's say now as you are going to be using $50, which allow you to enter 4 signals for 4, which allow you to invest on 4 trades. Are you getting my point? So now after you set up your buy price, do you understand? After you set up your buy price and you click, how many percent do you have to click to use $50? Is 25%. So now let's say now you have already invested on that 25, you already invested $50, which will going to remain $150 in your balance account. No, now if you want to invest on your second trade, how many percent do you have to click? If you check this option now, you will notice that the only option that Binance gave us here is 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. And if you check the percentage that you are going to click to use another $50 is not here. So that's where we are going to use another strategy. Now we are going to eliminate this method of using 25%, 50%, 75% or 100%. We are now going to eliminate that method. Now what we are going to use, there is a cryptocurrency calculator called snipter.com. So now let's log into snipter.com. snipter.com, www.snipter.com. Hold on guys, hold on guys. Why is it taking so long? Okay, now it's open. So this is cryptocurrency calculator. Now you can see that this calculator is now showing us that one bitcoin is worth 11,477.15 in dollars. So this calculator now, whenever you want to check any any dollar what any dollar value in bitcoin value, this calculator you are going to use. Now let's say now I want to know the value of $50. Sorry guys, if I type 50, it will show me the value of $50. Now you can see that 0.00435605 is $50, is the worth of $50 in bitcoin. So now listen very careful here. I want to tell you now that you can see this thing are not stable. This thing always go up and come down. Now we are going to use approximation here. You don't have to type all the whole numbers whenever you are trying to invest. So now I can say that 0.0045 0.0044 is 0.0044 is 50 worth of dollar in bitcoin. So now let me use this example. As a crypto trader, our vision is we are thinking long term. Are you getting my point? We are thinking long term because we believe that any dollar that we are accumulating in bitcoin might turn to $2 or $3 in future. So now you can see that this 0.0044 worth 50.55 cents in dollars. Do you understand? At price of 11,400 and something dollars. Now let me tell you now, if bitcoin increase from 11,000 to 12,000 or this 11,000 to 13,000, this 0.0044 btc might not worth $50 again. It will worth something of like $55, $60, $65. I don't know, but I'm trying to tell you. So that's vice versa. If bitcoin now drop from this 11,004 that we seen to 11,003, 11,002, are you getting my point? This 0.0044 btc might not worth $50. It might worth $45, $45, $40. Do you understand? So that's how it is. But 0.0044 is 0.0044 in bitcoin, just that their value in dollars will not be the same. They always change depending on bitcoin prices. Whenever bitcoin prices increase, they increase. So that's why as a crypto trader we do as much as possible to accumulate satoshi whenever we are trading, because when you are using bitcoin to trade other alternative coins, any profit you are making from trading bitcoin pairs, you are accumulating more satoshis. So whenever bitcoin increases, you will get more value in dollar. Are you getting my point? So now we don't have to be using 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. Now all I have to do, remember that we have $200 and we want to invest in each of those. We want to be investing $50 each on them. So you can decide that you want to be using 0.0044 btc at each of any of your trade. Are you getting my point? At each of any of your trade. Or you can decide that you want to, anytime you want to invest on those coins, you have to come and check the value of btc in dollar before you can place a trade. Because me, sometimes I normally used to take my own trade in bitcoin value. I don't check dollar value. All I know that, let's say now I have one bitcoin, I have to do the calculation, because remember there is a saying say is very serious and it's very important that a trader should not trade more than 1% of his capital, of his trading capital. Some take a risk of trading 3% of their capital, but they do it in their own way, which is in their own strategy. But a trader should not risk 1% of its capital. Even if you want to risk 3%, at least if you want to risk, you must not risk higher than 3% of your capital. So now I normally, let's say now I have 1 Bitcoin. I normally used to do the calculation on in Bitcoin value to be able to figure out the percentage that I'm going to be using when I'm taking my trade, because I take my trade with each position. Any trade that I enter, I'm using same position to enter. Do you understand? To minimize my risk. Are you getting my point? So now let's say like for me now, and let's say now I'm entering each of my trade with 0.03 Bitcoin. Each trade that I'm entering, I have to enter it with 0.03 Bitcoin. I don't care whether that 0.03 Bitcoin is $500 on my is $500 on my first trade that I invested. I don't care whether that 0.03 BTC is $2 on the second trade that I invested. All I know is I'm investing each Bitcoin, each of them in Bitcoin position, because I know that $200 is going to increase whenever BTC increase. Are you getting my point now? So now let's say now this 0.0044 BTC is what we are going to be using to trade. All you have to do is now come here now, this place they write total BTC. Are you getting my point? If you type 0.0044, you can see that the middle column now will fill itself. Are you getting myself? Is what he's trying to tell you is that you are trying to invest amount of 0.0044 BTC, that if you invest this 0.044 BTC, you can own 2,682 pieces of ERD at the price of 164. Are you getting my point now? So all you have to do is click buy. So whenever you want to buy another coin again, you can now come in here again and type 0.0044 BTC to buy your second coin. Remember, if you have like $200, you can also use it whenever if you have your $100. Do you understand? Because you are using the same position sizing to trade. Are you getting my point? So you click buy. If you click buy now, it will now move to your open orders. So you have to always check your open orders. Once the order that you placed got disappeared, are you getting my point? Once the order that you placed got disappeared, you will notice that the market have already been bought. If it disappeared, or whenever I'm trying to tell you, I will know that market have already been sold. So now let's move up to sell option. We have already talked about how you can place your buy with other features that I explained to you guys now. So now let's say now if you want to sell, let's say now as a beginner you have to be using first target to see how this thing works. You don't have to be greedy. Remember, the last thing you can do as a trader is to be a greedy person. Do you understand? So I'm going to explain some certain things here. You have to pay much attention now on this thing that I'm going to explain. So on this sell option, we have something called limit order, market order. Do you understand? Stop limit and OCO. So limit order, it means when you are trying to sell at a particular or specified amount. Do you understand? Now since this ERD is telling us to buy at 164, which we have already did, and the target one is telling us to sell at 172 at the profit of 4.88% profit. So now that limit order means you are trying to set your price that you want to sell at a price of 172. If the market reach that price of 172, it will sell it for you. Are you getting my point now? So market order means that you are trying to sell at the current price in the market. If the market is trading at 175 or 176, if you click market order, the market is going to look for the nearest price in the market and sell it for you at that price. Do you understand my point? And you should know that using market order, you are going to be paying more fees than using limit order, because market order is, you are a market taker, not a market maker, because limit order are people called market maker. You are going to understand this one when you start learning about technical analysis. This one are just the basics on Binance that I'm trying to teach you. So now stop limit is stop loss. This is one of the biggest thing that you are going to be using as a trader. Don't joke with your stop loss whenever you are trading. Are you understanding me? Whenever you are trading, this is the last thing that you are going to joke with. Stop limit. Are you getting my point? This is the last thing you are going to be doing. So stop loss is what helps us as a trader. You should remember that this trading is all about probabilities. Do you understand? We are predicting this trade according to what we read in our data, using candlesticks and other things, which is you are going to understand. Do you understand? So stop limit helps us to minimize our losses when trade is going against us. Let's say now you invested $50 and you are trying to take profit at 10%. You can say that your stop limit is going to be 8%. Do you understand? So whenever market is going against you and reaches minus 8%, it will sell it for you and give you and take some of your the money invested, and give you the rest one than you losing all of them. Do you understand? So that's what stop limit is there. Stop limit is there to protect us. Do you understand? So the OCO means one cancel the other, or other cancel the other. So this thing means it allows you to set your sell price and your stop loss at the same time. But if you are using limit order, which is sell limit, if you are using limit order, it only allows you to set your sell prices. It only allows you to set your sell price if you are using limit order. Because if you are using limit order now, all you have to be doing is, if you set only your sell price without setting your stop loss, what about if the market going against you? Are you willing to lose all your money? Do you understand? So as a trader, you must use your stop loss. Are you getting my point now? You must use your stop loss as a trader. So now if you are only using your sell limit, when trade is going against you, you have to cancel that your sell limit and set your stop limit. If you are using stop limit, it can't be able to set your sell limit. If you are using your sell limit, it can't be able to use your stop limit. That's where OCO will now kick in. OCO now allows you to set your sell limit and your stop limit. So when you click on OCO, which is what we are going to be using, I don't want you, when you are trying to sell, to use sell limit or stop limit. Don't try it. Whenever you are trying to sell, don't ever use sell limit order unless you know what you are doing. So now I'm going to click on OCO. So in OCO have 3 columns. You can see OCO have 3 columns. The first column is where you are going to place your sell limit, the price that you are willing to sell in the market to aim profit. Are you getting my point? That's where the first column is. So the middle column is trigger price. What the trigger price? The trigger price should be higher than your main stop loss. Now let's look at it. Let's say, remember that we are going to be using the first target, which is 172. Now I will come in this first column and put 172. 172. So now look at our stop loss. The stop loss is telling us that we should sell at stop loss of 147 if the market is going against us. So I will now come at this last plate and put 174. So this is where I'm going to explain to you about OCO. The middle column. The middle column are called the trigger price. The trigger price should be higher than your stop loss. So what is this trigger price is trying to help us? Once you set your trigger price, the trigger price is going to be higher than your stop loss. It means you are telling the market that you are willing to sell from this range, that you don't want the market, the price to go as low as 147. So now this trigger price should be like 3 satoshi higher than your main stop loss, or 5 satoshi higher than your main stop loss. I'm going to be using 3 satoshi here, which is I'm going to put 150. So it means that when the market starts going against you from your buy price, which we remember we buy at 164, when the market starts going against you, are you getting my point? I start dropping and reaches 150, the market will now start looking for a buyer from you, for you, who is trying to buy around 150. If there is nobody trying to buy around 150, there will be a buyer, a person trying to buy around 150, 149, 148 to 147. So before the market will now reach to 147, the market have already fixed someone who is going to buy around that place, and it will sell for you. Do you understand? So whenever you fix all those things here, those columns, all you have to click is 100%, which is you are selling all the investment you made on ERD. Are you getting my point now? Remember, the first column is your sell price. The first column is your sell price. The middle column is your trigger price, that it should be higher than your stop loss. Remember, even if your stop loss is at 200, your trigger price should be at 203 or 205. If your trigger price is at 190, sorry, if your stop loss is at 195, your trigger price should be at 198. It should be higher than your stop loss. Are you getting my point now? So once you do it, you click now buy. So now let me show you another option again. If we click on these two, white candle, these two thing here that is together, it will now move you back to this option. Now let me explain to you here. This, you can see this symbol here called alert. So this thing, alert, notifies you everything that is happening in the market, anything that you want the market to notify you for. So now let's say now you want to, as you are trying to buy this ERD at 164, let's say now the market is trading around 180, but you want to buy around 164 and you want to get notified. You will now come here and set alert. You can see that all here are all the alert that I set to be notified with. Do you understand? Now I will now come here. Remember that anyone that you are trying to let the market to notify you, or the system to notify you with, you have to click on that particular pairs. You have to click on that particular coin. So I will now come here and put 164. If I now set 164, I will now click create alert. The system, you can see alert successfully created. It will now create it for me. Do you understand? So let me tell you another thing again. Sometimes there are sometimes whereby you are trying to buy at 164. If the market drop at 164, it might not trigger for you. So sometimes markets have to come down to 163, depend on the liquidity. So now if I click on 163, I also want market to notify me at 163. So whenever, as I'm trying to sell also at 172, I will now like the market to notify me at 172 too. Are you getting my point? So that's how this alert works. It allows you are trying to let the market to notify you when when the market reaches your destination, or where you are willing to, or maybe you want the market to notify you at anything. But once you start going from novice to advanced, you are going to be understanding all those things. Do you understand? So this is how you can buy and sell, and other thing that I showed you guys. Are you getting my point now? So that's how you can use Binance application. But once you start getting used to it, you are going to see more things that you are going to be using in this Binance application. So thank you guys.